This is game week 24 of the Premier League, and in this game week, we also have a lot of matches going down. We also have another big profile match between Arsenal and Manchester City right there at the Emirates Stadium, among other sets of matches. At the early kickoff of this game week, we have Nottingham Forest playing against Brighton. Looking at the performance of this Nottingham Forest against Bournemouth over the weekend, they were defeated by 5 goals to nothing. And looking at this Brighton as well team, you can see that they have been inconsistent in terms of run of forms against other teams in the Premier League. They won their previous match before the Everton match, and in this encounter, they will be playing the Nottingham Forest team. Looking at another fixture in the Premier League, we have Newcastle against Fulham right there at their stadium. And in this encounter, we expect lots of goals coming in from both teams, notwithstanding Isak also scoring a brace against Southampton over the weekend. And looking at the Fulham team, uh, also struggling against Man United as well at their home ground at the Cottage by losing 1-0 to the United team at their own home ground. Also, we have another big profile match. This has to do with Bournemouth against Liverpool, and this time around, Bournemouth are at home against Liverpool. Notwithstanding, this is what my Igbo brothers refer to as Obere Sineme BK, that is to say a small sheet or a small physics that can actually spoil the anus. You won't take anything away from this Bournemouth team. They have been performing extremely well in the Premier League so far, and looking at how they have gone handling their business weeks after weeks in the Premier League, you will see that they have been performing fantastically well in the Premier League. And notwithstanding, you see what they did to Nottingham Forest over the weekend by thrashing them by 5-0 at the end of 90 minutes. We expect lots of goals coming out in this encounter. Notwithstanding, the Liverpool side were also able to obtain a 4-1 win against Ipswich right there at Anfield. But this time around, they are traveling all the way to the Bournemouth home ground to play FC Bournemouth at their home ground. And looking at this encounter, we expect quality over quantity in this encounter because you can't take it away from the Liverpool side. For them to win this league, they have to hold their own against this FC Bournemouth team, because looking at the big six in the Premier League, I think it's only Chelsea that has actually defeated them in the among the big six teams in the Premier League so far. Notwithstanding, we also have other games coming up. We'll have Wolves against Aston Villa, and we expect the Villa team to obtain results at the end of 90 minutes. And looking at this Villa team as well, they had recently sold and one of their attacking options to El Nassr uh, at the at the close of the transfer market. So we expect Oli Watkins to be the front runner in terms of their attack. Likewise, we also have Chelsea playing against West Ham right there at the Stamford Bridge Stadium. We expect them to bounce back after the 3-1 loss against Manchester City right there at the Etihad. We expect the Chelsea team to bounce back with this particular match fixture. And to the big one of the weekend, we have Arsenal against Manchester City. Some of you might be wondering, why am I not talking about Man United against Crystal Palace? Looking at this Man United team, there's nothing to talk about in this kind of fixtures because I don't expect anything from from this particular fixture. I might not be surprised that Crystal Palace might find a way to win this United team at the end of 90 minutes because of how United have been inconsistent in terms of performance over the previous weeks as well. So looking at the big match of this weekend, we have Arsenal against Manchester City right there at the Emirates, and in this encounter, we expect class from both teams, and what will actually make both teams stand out has to do with chances converted. There will be a lot of chances, but who converts his or her own will basically make that his own team to stand out at the end of 90 minutes. And notwithstanding, the Arsenal team also are suffering in terms of squad depth, in terms of injury crisis. We have Jesus, we have Saka also out of the team. We also have Tomiyasu, among others, also out of the team. And what a good news for the Arsenal team. The red card that was given to Luis Kelly over the weekend against Wolves has been revoked. That is to say, he will have an opportunity to play in this encounter. And notwithstanding, looking at the performance of Calipari in that match against Wolves, I feel that he stand a better chance to start this match. Notwithstanding his last performance against the Manchester City team, he was able to score a goal against this City side in his. I think that should be his first appearance under the Arsenal in the Arsenal shirt. Notwithstanding, I think he performed perfectly well in that encounter. And you need players who has that level of confidence to deliver a boss scratching kind of experience for your team as well. And notwithstanding, we also have Marmoush, who is the new signing of the Manchester City team. We saw what he did with the City side against Chelsea right there at the Etihad when they played Chelsea over the weekend. We also have Haaland, and we also see Ifodin playing as if he's a new signing in that team, always finding a way to score goals. And I feel that at the end of the 90 minutes of this encounter, what will differentiate this team has to do with individual quality of the players in terms of going forward and scoring and converting of goals at the end of 90 minutes. So at the end of the game week, we expect lots of goals.